Alright, Harmony Science Academy, Algebra 2. We're going to be multiplying radicals. I've got to guess that this is going to be easy for you guys to work with, given what you've already shown you can do. So anyways, let's get started and find out. Okay? So in this process of multiplying radicals, we're going to have two scenarios to deal with. Okay? This setup like this, and this setup like this. Okay? So just to prepare you guys, you'll have separate notes for the same topic of multiplying radicals. Okay? Alright. So here you want to identify this type of pattern, and the tip is to distribute, right? If your instincts aren't there, you'll be reminded to distribute FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. Okay? So we can do that. So let's see here. So first, then outer. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Okay. So they call that FOIL. We don't have to eat up too much time with that because that's the first, that's outer, this is inner, and that's last. Okay? But of course most of you guys know this, so we can comfortably move on. So we'll do 1 a little slow and then 2 a little faster. So this is square root of 2 times square root of 2, which is the same quantity squared. Okay, this square root will cancel with that square. Okay, this and this is simply 1 times that. Okay. Some of you guys like the 1 up front. It's always a good touch. Okay. Now we've got this term times this one. So negative 2 square root of 2. Pay attention how he doesn't have a radical. He's outside, we can say, right? He's inside, so that's what they look like. Alright? And lastly, we have this times this, which is, okay. So not everybody has a radical, okay? Pay attention to what you're doing. So, awesome, this square will cancel with the square root. This at this point, we might need the 1. Okay. We can always get rid of it if we don't need it. Then we have this minus 2. Now we'll notice a couple of things. This 2 and this minus 2, okay, can easily be combined and it disappears. Okay, so that cancels, and we have some vocabulary to review, right? Like terms. Remember when we're adding, subtracting radicals? Here's this radical, the index, the match, and the radicand. So that means 1 minus 2 is negative 1, square root of 2, or you might see it somewhere just like that. Okay, so we'll put it in there to be safe. Alright, so let's go and jump into number 2. And we have this expression squared, so it's itself times itself. Alright, so FOIL first, outer. Okay. Notice what I did there. They both have the same radical index, so I'm able to multiply the quantity inside, 21. Same thing with this one. And pay attention to this one. This is square root of 7 times square root of 7, so I have square root of 7 squared. So really awesome. We're able to cancel square with square root. Oops. Kind of those guys like that. So I have a 3 plus 1 square root of 21 plus another 1 square root of 21. That right there tells me that what? They have like terms. Same radical, index, radicand. So then I have 1 plus 1 is 2. And over here I have 7. Okay, so we get 10 plus 2 square root of 21. Okay. I can't make this disappear because it's different than 1, right? So we got to preserve that, and that's our final answer. Alright, now we're going to simplify, continue multiplying radicals, but we've got this scenario. Okay, so let's look at 21. So a couple of things, we're observing the radicals, the indices, the radicands. Now, again, depending on the problem, there's different shortcuts and awesome things. Let's keep it simple and survive the CBA nice and smooth, okay? So we're going to have you guys look at factor each radicand separately, okay? Since you guys know how to do each one, go ahead and do it, okay? And then do this one, and then take care of the multiplication after. So here's what I mean. Okay. We've got to factor this bad boy, so this is 12 times 4, so 2 times 2 is 4, and then that's what we get for this first radical, okay? N times 2 times 2 times n, okay? Alright, so now that, and again, some of you guys might need the factor tree. No big deal. Do it on the side. Don't erase it. Just leave it there. And then come back and put in all your prime factors. Okay? Alright, so now before we do anything else, we're going to combine the two radicands underneath the same radical and index. Okay? Excuse me. So we are going to have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? I've used them. This 3. Okay? It's going to be, in some cases, more than others, so you want to keep track carefully. 1, 2, 3. And now that they're combined, let's go ahead and do what we do, which is circle the factors that repeat the index amount of times, 3 in this case. Okay. And you know the drill. We're going to pop out a 2 from here, a 2 from here. Okay, we're up. This guy's got to come. Okay, the n from there. And now we reintroduce the radical of the index because there's a 3 left in there. Now be careful here, okay? This is 2 times 2, so we get 4n cubed, or excuse me, 4n times the cube root of 3. Alright, we're going to look at our last example, which is 22. We'll go a little faster, but not much. Okay, we've got all our basics done, plus we've got our radical with index 2, so that's always a lighter load than this index of 3, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go 3 times 5. 1, 2, 3 times 2 times 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We went ahead and factored each radicand separately. Now let's go ahead and combine the radicands under the same radical. 2, 3, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay. And now you guys go on autopilot. Let's go ahead and circle. A lot of you guys like to identify the index visibly, so let's do that. And the factors that repeat twice are these guys. So he comes out. So does 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These guys are left in there. Okay. And you do one last look to see if everything transferred correctly. If it did, go ahead and finish the simplification. 5n cubed. 2 times 3 is 6. And we are done. The next step is to practice in class. See you then.